Good morning, Digital Mentors Community. I am so excited to be here with you for this wake up call today. I am Lindsay Sewell. If you're new to me, I haven't been on here for a little while. I've been busy raising kids over the summer and doing, I think, swim lessons every single day, but they are back in school. I am back, and I have been a Digital Mentors Community Member since 2018. So even before the rebrand to Digital Mentors, I have been a loyal community member for years now. And I will tell you that being part of this community has been one of the best things that could ever have happened to my mindset, my confidence, and my business. So today I wanted to bring you a topic that is near and dear to my heart and a question for you. So I want to ask you this question. If you have a pad and paper, I want you to get that out. If you're driving, don't worry about it. But I'm going to ask you a couple questions. I'm going to stretch your mind, and I'm going to give you some very practical, actionable steps to build your confidence and your skills today in relation to leadership. So the question today, and as you're watching this, feel free to comment along. Are you a leader? Do you consider yourself a leader? And if you would have asked me that question probably 6-7 years ago when I first started building a business online, I would have given you a big fat no. I would have said, nope, I don't have a team yet. I don't feel confident in conversations with people yet. I'm not a coach. I'm not a mentor. I don't have a program for sale. I'm just getting started. I'm not a leader. And so I want you to answer that question as well for yourself. Are you a leader? Because as I started to coach and build my skills over time, I really developed that confidence in my leadership abilities. And it was consistent that my clients would come to me and say, well, I can't do that because nobody's going to pay attention to me. I don't have the influence or authority yet, and I'm not a leader. And I loved it when clients said that to me. I loved it because it was such a great opportunity to stretch their thinking. And that is what I'm going to do for you today. So I want to ask you this next question. Do you have children? Have you ever taught something to somebody else that they didn't know and you did, and you helped them develop that skill? Have you ever been asked to teach or train or model something at your job? Are you the go-to person that your friends go to for some sort of information, whether that be health and wellness or gardening, or you get asked all the time in your work? If you work outside the home, you're the go-to person when someone has a question about X, Y, Z. And I can guarantee you that you are nodding your head yes to one, a couple, or all of those things. If you've gotten your kids to brush their teeth every single day, or start making their own lunches, or get dressed on their own, you are leading other people. And so the only reason that you would not consider yourself a leader yet, online or in your business, in your coaching, consulting, whatever business you're building, is because you don't realize that all those skills that you already have inside you just need to be translated and practiced in this new area that you're engaging in and embarking on. And so I really wanted to bring this to you, and I really hope that there is someone on this call today who just went, oh my gosh. Your mind just exploded and you went, I am simply holding myself back because of some false story inside my head about the leader that I already am. And it's time for me to step into that and show up for the people who are looking for me to lead them. So I hope that I've stretched your thinking. But as I was preparing for this call and thinking about that, I thought, some people, they will have an instant shift. Some of you will go, life looked one way, I heard this message, my mind changed, and the whole world was different. But I know that there are some of you on this call that will say, sounds easy for you, Lindsay. You're out there doing Facebook Lives and interviews, and you're speaking on stages, and you've already feel confident because you've done all those things. I can guarantee you, though, for sure, the first time I did any of those things, I didn't feel confident when I stepped out there. It was like building a muscle. It takes consistency over time and focused intention and focused, consistent effort and doing something that's a little bit outside your comfort zone. So I was actually listening to the Mindset Mentor podcast, Rob Dial, a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about consistency, and it dawned on me, this is a great way to help you practically build out your leadership skills and build this muscle. And so the thing that he shared was that you can take small steps to step into your leadership or anything you want to improve for that matter. But in this case, we're going to talk about stepping into your leadership using this formula. And it's a 30 by 30, meaning 30 minutes a day for 30 days. You are going to have focused, consistent effort on something that is about 15% outside of your comfort zone. So tell me, as you're watching this, where is it that you want to develop a leadership skill that is a little bit outside your comfort zone? Not so scary that you won't do this for 30 minutes, 30 days, but just a little bit scary. Maybe that is that you post consistently on social media to build your business, but you refuse to go live. You refuse to get on camera and do videos. Maybe it's that you want to learn short form video, but you feel like that's more intimidating because it has to be tighter and you have to grab attention. Maybe it's that you wanted to start offering consults to people or connection calls or whatever it is to bring people, sales calls, for lack of a better word, whatever you call them. You want to do that, but you haven't put that offer out there yet. Maybe it's that you're just not posting consistently, so people don't understand that you actually have a business because you feel self-conscious for some reason about putting yourself out there online. Maybe you want to become a better writer, but you think, or an email marketer, but you think, I'm not a copywriter. I'm not good. What am I going to say? So where is it that you want to build this leadership skill so that people can find you and follow you and learn from you and enroll in your programs and your services, your team, all the things that you want to do to help them to improve and change their lives? What is the small thing, little bit outside your comfort zone, that you're willing? Let me know, because I want you to put it here and hold yourself accountable. Because as you do this, 30 minutes, not an hour, not 2 hours. And some of you are going to say, I am going to do more because I want to improve faster. But here's what happens when you try to do that. A lot of times then you'll get 3 days into it, be like, this is exhausting. This is overwhelming. I'm having resistance to this, and you'll stop doing it. Or you'll judge yourself and be like, oh, I've put in so much effort now and I'm not getting the results fast enough. So this is the magic behind the 30 minutes for 30 days. It allows you to do just enough where you're like, okay, that pushed me, that stretched me, and now I'm done. I can move on. And then you don't look back. You don't look back on day 3, day 5, day 7, day 17. You look back on day 30 and you evaluate how much farther you've come. You evaluate how many more people are following you, responding to you, how much more influence you have if you've closed sales. And that is how you evaluate your consistent effort over time. And just by doing this Every day for 30 minutes, your brain is firing. You're getting better. Even if you feel terrible in the beginning, you're getting better. I can tell you when I first started doing Facebook Lives, okay, I knew I needed to do this. Early 2019, if not late 2018, I started teaching and training things that I was learning and things that were working for me in my online business. I started talking about them via Facebook Lives. And when I first started doing those Facebook Lives, I would have to write down pages of notes to bring that to my audience because I didn't have the skills and confidence. But I decided that I was going to do them 3 times a week, because if I did that 3 times a week and showed up multiple times a week, I knew that I would build the muscle and grow my leadership skills and my influence that much faster. And so I would spend probably a half an hour before preparing my notes. I would spend like 15 to 20 to 30 minutes doing the lives. And then the next day I would prepare notes, and the following day I would prepare. And so I was basically doing this about 6 days a week, building this muscle. And within, I can't remember exactly how long, but it had to have been a month or two where suddenly I was able to put a couple sentences on a sticky note. And I went from looking down at my notes and reading off the pages that I had written to being able to put a sticky note right on my camera and talk off of those notes, because the skill and the leadership had been developed over that time. Because your brain is firing while you're doing the new thing that's challenging you and pushing you outside your comfort zone. And then it is wiring all of that information at night when you sleep. And this is why you want to do this every day. You do it once a week, firing one day, wiring one day. You do it every single day and think about how you accelerate your results. Same deal. Started writing an email list, was like, I don't have anything to say. One of these days I'll pull some of my early letters because they were painfully terrible. But Diane Hoffman told me when I started getting ready to do email marketing, she said, write every day for 30 days. I was like, that's a lot. I don't have 30 things to say. And she's like, go curate information. Find things that you think people will find helpful on YouTube. You can pull information you're learning in the Digital Mentors community. Teach somebody something. Share a story. Uplift, inspire. I don't care what you write, she said, just write. Because if you write for 30 days in a row, you will write more in 1 month than most people will write to their list in a year. And I did it. And you know what? My list grew quickly. People started responding to my letters. My confidence grew. And now email marketing is the main way that I market and sell. It's how I make the majority of my money. But I didn't grow that leadership. I didn't step into that role as a leader in email marketing and to the members on my list by just hopes and prayers. It was consistent action over time, an intentional, focused action over time in the skill and how I wanted to lead. So what does that look like for you? I want you to tell me here as you're listening, what is the activity? Is it writing? Is it exercising? Is it healthy eating, right? Are you going to say, hey, guess what? Every day I'm going to meal prep for the next day so that I know that I'm not going to get off track. You're going to choose to, is it conversations every day? I'm going to start having more conversations with people so that I become more confident and influential and I grow my leadership in this area. What are you going to do for the next 30 days for 30 minutes a day? Because leaders, they don't wait for somebody else to go before them. Leaders lead from the front. And then they reach back and help the other people up. Because when you start to lead from the front and you start to do this consistently for 30 minutes a day for 30 days, your confidence will go through the roof. Because you will be in integrity with yourself. You will have decided that you are going to do something and you will prove to yourself that you weren't lying. And you will develop that sense of wanting to reach back and pull back and bring those other people along with you and lead them. And all the people that are looking for you to lead them, who want to follow you, who need help, whether you're a health coach or you're a social media coach, or you help people get the best apartments out there. I don't care what it is that you do online or in person, whatever it is that you want to mentor or lead somebody on. That's why you're here, right? You wanted to become a digital mentor. You wouldn't be in this community. You have this passion inside of you to lead other people and to help improve their lives in many different ways. I know that you want to improve people's lives in so many different ways, and they are simply waiting for you to show up. So I hope that I've achieved the goal today, which was to stretch your thinking and to let you know you're already a leader. You don't have to wait to start leading. You don't have to wait until you have your first client or a big team, or you've sold your course, or you've made your first funnel. You don't have to wait. You're a leader right now. And the second part of that is I hope that I've given you practical steps so that you can continue to build that confidence. You can continue to grow that muscle, and you can continue to develop and broaden your leadership so that you continue to lead from the front and reach back to help those who are looking for you to follow. Thank you for joining me today. Are you a leader? The answer is 100% yes. And now is your time to go out there and show people the leader that you are. They're waiting for you. Okay, community, I want to jump in here now. Oh my goodness, there's so many comments, and it's so good to see you. Hello, Taria, Elizabeth, Bianca, Robert, Anthony. Oh, so great to see you guys. Anthony, I'm leading the curly way. That's hilarious. So I thank you so much for writing in the comments. I see Robert saying, I was a lead trainer at regular work. Isn't that so funny that we can go our regular work, our job, and yet somehow when we get online, we forget. It's like we get amnesia and we forget that all of those skills that were recognized in the workplace, you didn't just leave them there. You didn't just show up as an online marketing infant who can't walk or crawl or talk anymore. You get to bring every single one of those skills with you. And you get to use those in whatever business you're building online. And yes, Bianca says, I'm not holding back anymore. This is when you shift your mind and you stretch your thinking around what it is that you are actually capable of because of what you've done in the past. You don't have to hold yourself back anymore. And that is really what people do. They get a story, a false story. Some people call it fear, right? Fear is false evidence appearing real. We get afraid of doing something that's a little bit outside our comfort zone. And we let those stories in our head tell us that we're not good enough, tell us that we aren't, that nobody's listening, that we don't have the skills, that we can't help people. And we think we have to know everything before we even get started. And that's another thing, is that you don't have to lead people who are all the way down the road. You're looking for the person that's one chapter behind you in the book, especially if this is new to you, especially if you're building your business and you're just getting started and you're going, who can I lead? Well, if you've been inside this community, there are so many people who are looking for the skills that you have already built within days and weeks inside of this community. So I love it. Elizabeth, I wanted you guys to commit to what you guys were going to build out. And Elizabeth says videos, short form, and being consistent on social. Do you know if you do that for 30 days, Elizabeth, I want you to come back after 30 days and comment here, because if you do that for 30 days, I can all but guarantee you things will look vastly different in your business. Now, if all you ever do for 30 days and being consistent is just posting quotes and you don't let people into your world and you don't tell them what you do and how you help and serve them, it might not look different in 30 days. But if you're here and you're learning what we teach here in the Digital Mentors community, the content that you will post will be valuable to your audience. And when they see you show up that way, they will respond. And they will start to see you as you step into that leadership role, or you develop even more leadership over those 30 days. And it looks like everybody is loving the 30 by 30. Is this doable? Is this doable for most people, that you can do 30 minutes a day for 30 days? And I'm going to tell you, if you were like, I'm too busy, that's a lie. We all got the same 24 hours. And I know you're spending some time scrolling on either TikTok or Reels or whatever, the Facebooks. And so you can find those 30 minutes. You can definitely always find 30 minutes. You might not have 3 or 4 hours, but you have 30 minutes. People love the healthy eating, right? Here's the thing. You don't lose weight overnight. I mean, yeah, you could do like a water cleanse or whatever and drop a couple pounds overnight, but you lose weight and you build muscles day in and day out with working out and eating healthfully. Like, that takes time, and we know that. And so sometimes we forget that in our business, that we also, the things that we do in other areas of our life are the same consistent efforts that we need to put in with our business. We think our business will just magically grow if we show up once a week. It's not going to happen. Just like if you ate healthy once a week and then you ate cheeseburgers all the other days with French fries and milkshakes, you're not going to hit your fitness goals because you ate one kale salad, spinach salad, kale, spinach salad, whatever. I don't eat kale anymore. So Anthony did 50 push-ups a day for 30 days. And now it's a routine. And that's what I hope you guys take away from this. This will become a routine. It has become so easy for me to post on social media and be consistent and come up with content because I've done it every single day for 7 years. It feels strange. Like, if I'm not communicating with my audience, either for email, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, shorts, stories, if I don't do that, it's like not brushing my teeth. Like, I'm like, slimy, something's wrong here. I feel awkward. And so you will build this muscle and you will get results as you build this muscle. And that will give you confidence to become an even more powerful leader. Ooh, I love what Bianca says. When we had success offline and it doesn't come as fast online, it can make you think you can't do this. Anybody else on here be like, oh my gosh, this is like taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. I'll be the first one to attest to that. So when I started building online, I started in traditional network marketing, and I got the products. I looked at the comp plan and I was like, this is amazing. Because I was coming from very traditional corporate world, and your salary's capped, right? I mean, you can go ask for a raise, but you're not going to be able to do that every week or month. And so I'm like, oh, I can make unlimited money, and these are great products, and you can do this from home, and everybody is going to want to buy these things and sign up. And then I started promoting, and I offered samples of my products, and I had like 40 people comment, and I was like, this is going to be a piece of cake. And I had like 5 people come back and say, hey, I want to give it a try and place an order. And I thought, this is gonna work. And then nothing. And I went, oh, because all those 5 people, they're like my close friends. They would have bought anything from me. They didn't need the products. They just wanted to support me. And so, they weren't business builders in my business. They weren't, buying products. They stopped buying after like the first month or 2. They were just trying to support me in my new business. And then it was like nothing for months. And I was offering samples again, and I was going live, and I was like doing tutorials because I was selling like hair shampoo, and I was like doing hair tutorials, even though I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I'm not a hairdresser. And nobody was paying attention to me. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. Like I'm making like $30 a month. I can't live off of this. And so we tend to believe that we can't do it because it's taking longer. And a lot of times it's just that you have not hit that critical mass yet of influence and authority and leadership because you haven't practiced and you haven't been consistent. And once you do, they can't take that away from you. Because once people find you and they follow you and they fall in love with you, they will do that long term. And you will have built this audience of people who is looking to you for the solutions for your problems. So, as I was saying, I love it. I love seeing 30 minutes a day for 30 days. That's the ticket. You guys have great plans. Thank you so much for putting here and holding yourself accountable, because when you write it down, and if you're at home and you don't want to share it on, on the comments here, you don't want to share it in public, that's okay. Write it down on your own paper, because when you hold yourself accountable, you are so much more likely to do it. I don't know the percentage, and if I made it up, that would be ridiculous, right? I think I've heard the statistic that 79% of statistics are actually made up. So I'm not even going to tell you what the percentage is more accountable you will be, but you will be more accountable, because when that's staring you in the face. Why do you think, by the way, why do you think I keep a paper planner? I keep a paper planner. In this age of digital, it's very easy for me not to look at my computer, but this sits right here on my desk every single day. And it tells me, yesterday, it told me that I needed to create slides for a speaking engagement that I'm going to be at. It told me that I needed to record a YouTube video. It told me that I needed to do this wake-up call today. When I write it down, it's staring me in the face. And it will hold you accountable to yourself. And when you're accountable to yourself, and you stop lying to yourself and saying you're going to do something and not doing it, you will show up with integrity, you will build your confidence, and you will show up as the leader that I know you are. Thank you so, so much for joining me this morning. I surely hope this was valuable to you today, because if you take nothing else away from this call, know that you are already a leader, and it is time for you to show that to the world, so the people that are looking for you can find you. Thank you. I'll see you soon.